So I've got my 10 points of personal safety, except for this. And now I'm ready to work, right? Wrong. Could be dead wrong. You need a safe workspace. So I am here in our wood shop. But even if you're setting up your own workspace at home, there are some key things that you should be looking for in your workspace before beginning. So I'm going to start with emergency preparedness. Before you even turn on power, before you even start any tools, you want to know what to do the moment an accident happens. Why? Nobody plans for accidents. It's an accident. So once an accident happens, you have to know what to do. You want to check for a few key things. One, you must have a sink nearby. In case you burn yourself or cut yourself, you have a sink. If you have an emergency eye wash station, you should know how to use it. I'm going to demonstrate that after I tell you the last one. The last one is know where your band aids are, know where your first aid kit is. And if you're at home, have somebody that is around know that you are working there. You don't want to be working with nobody knowing where you are. Just in case of emergency, they know where to find you. Okay, so before I get to the eye wash, let's say you cut yourself. If you cut yourself, there is a process that you should follow. Step one, I cut my finger. Ah! Step two sometimes is yell. You really don't want to, but so you cut yourself. The first thing you want to do before you get me or anyone around, you want to turn off the machine or have someone turn off the machine for you. Otherwise, you're going to have a machine running, which is very dangerous if somebody's not paying attention. So you cut yourself, turn off the machine or have someone do it for you. Then you can have somebody get Mr. Ruts. Or you can call for me as you head to the sink. So the first thing you do is turn off the tool. The second thing, you're going to make your way over to the sink. Why? Because you don't want to bleed all over the place. Bleed in the sink. That's good. Then whoever got my attention, I'll come over and I can help you. So in case you cut yourself, go to the sink to wash out your cut. You disinfect it, put on a Band-Aid, you're fine. It doesn't commonly happen in my class. I think I've had one cut and it was with a chisel, which we don't even use. In case you get things in your eyes, well, burning's easier. If you burn yourself, you go to the sink and you rinse with cold, actually room temperature water. So it shouldn't be freezing cold to your hand. It should be comfortable. You're just going to rest your hand in there. That's going to help. Now, if you get things in your eyes, you have dust in your eyes, or something goes in your eyes like a chemical, you can use an emergency eye wash station. Question: do you need my permission to use the eye wash station? No, you absolutely don't. It's a sink. That's all it is. It's a special sink that shoots up instead of down. So what you do is you stumble your way on, well, don't stumble. Make your way safely over to the corner. You're going to turn on the emergency eye wash with this paddle, and you put your eyes in. And now you're just going to soak your eyes in until you feel relief. So, the first thing about a workshop, when you are choosing a workspace or workshop, you want to identify what to do in case of an emergency. Next thing I want to identify, this room is clear. You want to have a clean workspace. Here, I've got a couple of things around. I'll get this cleaned up. It's from classes, and I have to disinfect and put things in drawers. But before you get started, you want a clean workspace. How do we keep this clean? Well, one thing that we're always conscious of is others. We always tuck in our chairs. This chair cannot be tucked in on this side. You tuck it in where it hides because you don't want anybody hitting that. I'm getting into general rules now. So we've already identified what to do in case of an emergency. Now, general rules to follow as you're in the workshop. Space is our first thing. we tuck in our chairs, and we are conscious of our neighbors. So if somebody is in the wood shop, you want them to know you're about to work. They need their 10 points of personal safety as well. So you want to be vocal about whether or not you're moving something that's large. If you need help, get help. There's no award for being the strongest person in a workshop. There is a reward if you're very safe, because you get to enjoy the rest of your day. You also want to be conscious of other people's safety as well. Now, one other thing for space in a workshop. So if you're at home or in this wood shop, you want to have a clear space to actually use the tools, especially while they're being used. In a workshop, there are indicators that can help people identify where they should or should not be. Here, we have yellow lines on the floor. If somebody is using a tool in the yellow box, no one else is in the box. Give them the space. You don't want them to be uncomfortable, so give them the space. Only one person in a box while a tool is being used at a time. Additionally, never interrupt somebody while they're using a tool. They're focused because they could be in a dangerous situation. So another thing to keep in mind is, let's say your best friend is about to make a cut and they're going to mess up. So you want to just go over there and say, hey, guess what? Pull it back because you're going to mess up your project. Don't do that, because they may be focused, and when you get their attention, it startles them, and then they touch a blade or they touch a hot glue gun or something that would hurt them. So as you are in this wood shop, you're conscious of where to go for an emergency. You're constantly keeping your space clean. You're keeping things tidy. You're tucking in chairs, and you're not interrupting others. Now, in general, be safety conscious. You're sharing this space. You want to make sure that other people know what you're doing. To finish up this video, at the end of the day, you need to clean up. If you are working from home, you should have a box or something that you can store all of your tools and materials in that can be removed and put into storage courteously for anyone else who's there. If you're in this wood shop, you have a job. When I tell you to clean up, you are going to finish whatever cut needs to be done in order for you to safely remove your workpiece. Then you're going to put your workpiece away, and then you return and do your cleanup job. If we clean up between periods, then we can use the wood shop more effectively. Everyone has a job. And then at the end of the day, you want to wash your hands, because you'll be having wood dust on you. You could have wood glue. You could have chemicals. Plus, it's not a bad idea to wash your hands nowadays. So at the end of the day, wash your hands once you've finished your project. That is workspace safety.